Hello, good Sunday, everyone. Welcome to Dean's Crypto Space. Well, Dean's Metaverse. So, same thing, just bear with me on. Let me quickly tweet what I am going live streaming about. Today's topic is all going to be around Bitcoin because the Taproot upgrade we just have. I still haven't quite figured out how to promote my live stream on Twitter from OBS, so I'm like doing it really stupidly, I'm sure. But I think it's important if there's some, especially newbies, that came into the space without knowing all the crypto basics, without having experienced anything about exchanges of cryptos, Bitcoin, DeFi. It's actually really important for them to know. So I'm gonna just do that. Live stream today. Is it gonna work? Maybe I should insert a picture of the Taproot. No. Oh, where's my screenshot? I don't have it. Alright, just leave it. Did it actually gonna? No, it doesn't, does it? Okay, I'll just leave it. So anyway, let's watch a Taproot upgrade today. So Taproot is Bitcoin upgrade. Bitcoin had an upgrade called SegWit. Basically stands for Segregated Witness, which was in August back in 2018. And now it's having a big upgrade this year and just took place today and yesterday, I believe. That is helping with privacy in terms of multi-signature. So the purpose of that, or the end result of that, is to encourage institutional bigger players to come into the Bitcoin space, because the multi-signature will be having a bit more privacy in terms of the process. So, and then the other one is the scalability of Bitcoin. So that's pretty important upgrade, although Bitcoin has probably passed it pretty quietly today in terms of the pricing. But usually these kind of things, when they take place, the pricing are always higher a few days earlier. So people foresee the benefit of those upgrades rather than upgrades take place on the same day. Was it the same for Ethereum EIP 1559? That's probably slightly different because Ethereum was actually being burned more, or being burned on the upgrade of London upgrade. Anyway, so let's watch this exciting video again together. It's really funny. Which film was it? If you guys remember? Taproot crawling towards Bitcoin. Spinning around. Oh, grabbed. Are they gonna kiss? Green. So it's literally upgrading succeed. Block high reached. I think, isn't this a bit out of date? It should be on Mars. Elon Musk should be here. Is this in Hong Kong? Where is this? Beijing? Which film is this? It's really funny. Is this like Trafalgar Square in London? I think, oh, that's Times Square. Well, that's today, isn't it? 12th. Oh, no, that's yesterday. All right. Yeah. I just thought it's such a celebrating moment that we should all be watching. If you don't understand it or don't know about Taproot, then you should, because everything you do right now today on Ethereum or all the other chains, no matter what you're doing, whether it's DeFi or NFTs or GameFi in next year's that's going to be really, really pumping. You can't live without the foundation of Bitcoin. And that's why today I thought it's a good opportunity to introduce all the useful tools that you should know about if you're not using about Bitcoin, because these are the foundation. And if you are a lucky person who only came into the space like this year and made some fortune out of NFT, and you're probably just about wondering what DeFi is, and maybe you will be entering into GameFi next year, then you should also know about what the foundation of layer one is. What is layer one? What is Bitcoin all about? So I've actually opened up on my tab here of all the foundation that you should know about around Bitcoin. So first of all, there is a website called Satoshi Nakamoto, who is the inventor of Bitcoin. There is nakamotoinstitute.org. And basically, the first thing you can see is Satoshi's white paper. For those who have never read the white paper of Bitcoin, you should. I strongly recommend, because it has been translated into so many different languages. You have no excuse to not read it. That is just like a basic respect you should pay to what took place as part of history. And it's a very important history to human beings, I would say, to all the science, technology, economics, and finance, even now, digital arts sector and game. We would not have all of those without this person, Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, so go and read it. I read it a couple of times. I think the most recent time I read was this time last year, and I read it back in 2017. I wish I knew this earlier, but everybody has their own entry moment to the space. And earlier or later, you have your moment, and then the rest is left for you to create. So I would recommend to begin with here. And if you don't even have patience to read such a short white paper, then that is really not good. And look at all these languages being translated. So you have no excuse to read, okay? So what else is on this website? The complete Satoshi is probably telling the story about how Satoshi, as the predominant programmer, started his Bitcoin creation and all the conversation that's been ongoing. It began on here, emails. Yeah, so you can actually find all this. It's really interesting. Some of the old emails that Satoshi actually sent to other programmers and crypto enthusiasts. It's really, really interesting. I read some of them, I think. Some of them actually new. 2010. Is that the last letter he wrote? Changes added. Who wrote? Yeah, these are from Satoshi. I think that's probably the last email he wrote. So I have not even read this, but it's really interesting. And you can do this maybe in, save the website and then maybe study all this in bear market, because now it's bull market, everybody excited to look at all these lovely images or games that they want to play or DeFi protocol they're exploring. That's fair enough. That's what I do most of the time I spend in the crypto space. I don't blame anyone. But these are something you should really do as homework study when the market is quieter. Then you have no excuse. Okay, and other things like Reddit, a bit more professional, sometimes for, I think, developers, programmers, coders. So that's a Bitcoin section on reddit.com. I would say even me with very limited IT background, sometimes I read articles on Reddit. Sometimes they're written for, a wider audience, not just tech people. So that's the Bitcoin session on Reddit that you should know. And Bitcoin, by the end of the day, technology-wise, is not that complicated. I think people should all gain a certain degree of understanding of it. So things like this, countries low, the electricity costs, Bitcoin mining, it's not something that an ordinary person shouldn't be able to understand. So this is actually a session that you could also, shitcoins, you could also explore when you have a bit more time. So add that to the list. So that's reddit.com Bitcoin. And then here's the Bitcoin forum, which I think is also a very old website. And there are a lot of people being there talking about different things, but look, including mining, development, technical support, and Bitcoin discussion. And there are a lot of posts. So this bitcointalk.org called Bitcoin Forum is divided into Bitcoin session, economy, marketplace, trading, and other. Meta. Ooh, okay. Hope not the meta. Beginners and help. So it's still quite friendly in a way that the topics cover. So let's have a look at Bitcoin, beginners. Alternative cryptocurrencies. Okay. Local. All right. So that's all different. It's interesting. So, it covers actually a lot of different stuff. But this is something, I think it's been there forever. Look how old that is. So it's got a lot of stuff that you could actually read. What does it say in the beginner session? Beginner and help. How to earn Bitcoins, wallets, which, why. Yeah. So it's a lot of detail. Look at these views, 12,000, or is that 129,000? Yeah, it's maybe just not that as visual, but it's a lot of solid stuff here. And people nowadays probably would just go on YouTube and search a YouTuber and search a video, and usually it's probably the easiest for people. But if you are more like a reading type of learner, then this is something you could go, because these are all really, really good, solid information. I should review this as well. And here is another Bitcoin forum called bitcoin.stakeexchange.com. Stake exchange. It's a question and answer for Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, justice, and only takes a few minutes time. Yeah, so that's basically for this purpose as well, but probably a bit more newer, and maybe it's newer. Look, 2021. Not sure when it was built, but it would have been there for a while as well, this website. Okay, so that's bitcoin.stakeexchange.com. And then there are a couple of interesting things. I think there's something. Okay, so Satoshi Nakamoto Institute we looked at. I think even Michael Saylor has something, but that's like Hope. That's his charity. So there are a few tools that I sometimes use. I don't look at it every day. I look at it when I suddenly have a curiosity to look at what's happening with Bitcoin. So this is what is this? Oh, okay. This is Bitcoin dominance, I think. Yes, market cap, Bitcoin dominance. So you can see how much percentage of Bitcoin is occupying the overall crypto market. So at the moment, this is showing 43.4%, and so the rest of the percentage is other coins. And what does that mean to you? What does that mean to people? A lot of people don't really understand it. A lot of people don't really get it. And this is actually where people decide whether or when the altcoins, so apart from Bitcoin, the rest is called altcoin. So the altcoins, when are they going to shoot up to moon? So this is one of the indicators that you can look at to decide, okay, Bitcoin dominance has reached a certain point. And maybe it's between, I don't know, it's between 48 to 56 or somewhere, that when other altcoins will start to go up. And when Bitcoin dominance is really, really high, it's usually bear market. Yes. Usually it's pretty bear when this is really high, because all the money has gone back to Bitcoin and disappeared from all coins. That's usually what it is. But you can investigate this further. Look, like back in 2019, it's when it's bearish. Look, this is really high. So when is this? 2019 March? Did we have like a little bull? I don't remember now. This is like bull. Yeah, this is like just before the bear, 2018. And if we look at December 2017, look at this. Wow, 7%. And then it suddenly dropped to 36%. Look at this. If you have experienced the last market, then you will know what I'm talking about. December the 7th, Bitcoin dominance was at 70%. And then only like a month of time, altcoins lost all its position. No, sorry, I got it wrong. So this is when Bitcoin was dominating. Altcoin only had 30%. And then altcoins started to take over and all the money has been losing from Bitcoin. So that's why this is going down, 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 down to January 18. That's right. January 18th, all the money is gone to altcoins. So that's the bull market. And then it's starting to go sort of sideways and go backwards when all the money is gone back to Bitcoin. So moved from altcoins. So this is how roughly you use it, but I'm sure there are other people that do more TA would maybe use it in a more professional way. And there are also a lot happening on this website, which I have not really explored. So if you have time, you may want to have a look because there are a lot of professional TA kind of thing. If you're into TA, I'm very, very novice in TA, but I just try to read these lines. It's just interesting to understand it. So, okay, so that is tradingview.com. So there are obviously a lot of different view, but this is like CryptoCap BTC. And the other indicator is the calculation power, mining power, calculation power. So I have this page stored, and it's btc.com stats diff difficulties. Yeah. So the calculation difficulties. What does that mean? Basically, what I have learned is when we had a big dip this year. Look at this. There are 4 continuous reduction of Bitcoin mining power difficulty, indicating it's going down, like 4 every 2 weeks for 2 months. And this is a big indicator of bear is ending, and you should be DCAing, you should be buying, because I think this only happened in history like maybe 2 more times. So if you look back to history, every 2 weeks there is calculation difficulties adding. You don't really see 4 red in a continuous period, right? Like this is 3, and you can see this is where market was going down. It was bearish. Yeah, it was really bear in 2018, end of 2018. And then I think then it was like 2012. Wow, that's really, oh gosh, okay, that's really early, 2011. So I didn't know this yet, so I don't know what happened in 2011, but that's like, we have a lot more mining power adding into the network these days for Bitcoin. So these indicators are going to be more useful and more solid. And look at all these powers being added in after the big loss. So that's one of the indicators some people read to see the market. Okay, it's btc.com stats diff. And then this one, quite interesting, and this is a lot crypto analysts would mention, which is called Fear and Greed Index. So it's a mix of metrics that the computer picks up from all the different social medias and some other sources to identify people's fear and greed index, which is just a number up to 100, I think. So it's basically all these people who are worried about why are we having a dip? Should we sell? Blah blah, and they started to put on Twitter or other social media and mentioning it or stuff like that. So it's like a quantitative numbers being picked up from people's emotions. That's why it's called fear and greed index. And usually the saying is, if it says greed, you should be selling, and if it says fear, you should be buying. So you just act on the opposite of what this indicates say. Usually you should be acting on what your on the opposite of what your emotion tells you. But unless you are a very mature investor, that you know what you're doing, then maybe you want to do something different. But this is pretty steady, so fairly greed. But then that greed probably has a reason for not sell. I don't think people should be selling now. And it says next update is 1 hour. Okay, so it's gonna be like 12 o'clock my time. Okay, that's interesting. So bad. Well, let's just see. That's very index over time. Okay. I think another indicator you can look at on this website is, so you max it and you see if there are like a lot, how do you say, lots of dots together that in one place, like here, like here, this is indicating that you could buy. So this is what fear and greed is only like 20, 30, 10 to 30. Okay, this is not as low, but this is like, it's a lot, like people fearing. This is fearing. And when was this? Yeah, 2018. 2018, yeah, when market was really down. And then here is March last year. Yeah. Oh, it was really depressing. I remember that. I bought like in February, and then in March it went but it went up really quickly, actually. So, and then when it's really high, you should probably be selling. When is that? 2020, December. Yeah, I think we had a little peak there, right? I didn't do anything. I just left my coins. So, oh yeah, it's like end of the DeFi, maybe last year. So yeah, that's something interesting, but just make sure you max it so you can see like how people's fear and greed go up and down. So that's really useful website as well, called alternative.me crypto fear and greed index. What else? Glassnode. Okay, Glassnode is where you look at how much, if I'm not wrong, like, yeah, Bitcoin addresses. Oh, there are a lot. Fees, exchanges, entities. Like, you just look at the volume of that going in and out of exchanges, number of active addresses. So yeah, they said the addresses holding 0.01 Bitcoin has reached all-time high, and that is a really bullish sign. Also, sometimes you can see whales hold those Bitcoin addresses holding like more than 1,000 or 5,000 Bitcoins, and you can see whether they're accumulating or not. And if they are, then that probably is a bullish sign. Yeah, so why is this address 38? Active address, sending, receiving. Oh yeah, okay. Look, that's a address with balance, Oh, I have to be advanced to see this? Okay. Yeah, so basically, I think Glassnode publish a report every week. I subscribe this, so I see it. And also some of the TA YouTubers, they usually would talk about this. So that's that. That's Glassnode. This is an interesting one. This is actually one of my very favorite old author, who is called Jiu Shen, AHR999. He's very Bitcoin bullish maxi. He historically wrote a whole series of articles on how you should be understanding Bitcoin and why you should be DCAing and holding it for a very, very long run. They were in Chinese, so I don't know if they will ever be translated into English, but I was really encouraged by reading his article about his faith. It's almost like a religion to this. So maybe this is another website, but this obviously used his AHR 99 DCA index. So how does this work? So basically, he used the matrix of block height and the 200 daily average and okay, some indicators, but this is not open sourced from him, so this is what this website anticipated what he did. So there might be a minor difference between what they say here and what the original author said. And this is the mathematical calculation that they were doing. So what is this X? So maybe this is their X. So AHR99, so it's Bitcoin price divide 200 daily average multiple Bitcoin price divide 指数增长估值 index of the estimation. I'm not sure what this number is actually. But anyway, let's not too worry about that. Let's worry about what we're going to look at. Oops, did I just... So you can choose the date from here. So if I choose 2020, January to the 8th, and to 2020 to 2021 today, it's literally the blue line is AHR 999 index, and the green line that stays forever is where you can DCA, and the red line is where you should be formal in, like, you know, all in, like ape in. And this top light green, or whatever you call it, is the current price. So basically you can see where the blue line goes below the green, which is DCA line, is where you can buy, basically. So look at this date. You can have a guess. Yeah, this is July this year. And this probably is May and June. Yeah, just about under the line that you should be buying. And here, look, red line is all-in line. So when was this? This is 13th of March last year, yeah. That it went to 3,000 US dollar. Of course, you're gonna be all in if you have money. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting line. So we can probably go historical as well to see. But you know, it's usually you know when you can buy. You know, it's pretty obvious if you still have the money. I think most people's problem is they don't sell at the right time, so they don't really have money when they should be DCAing or like aping in. So do take profits is something everybody should be learning. Take profits is a lot more difficult than buying. You can always just buy, but you can always buy too high. So it's really interesting indicating. So that's this website. QKL, I think, 123.com, data AHR999. Okay. This is like, some people use it, especially those who encourage you to do DCA, like cost average. So it's very, very basic, but works in the way that if you want to DCA to BTC, if you want to put a monthly money of 200 US dollar, and if you've done it from beginning of last year to now, you would have made that profit. Return on investment is 300%. Why do I have a feeling I made a lot more than that? It's more than 300%, right? Oh, I see. It's lump sum investment. I see. Okay, it's DCA. Yeah, that one is DCAing, is how much you make, and one is if you lump sum on that date, but you don't know if that date is gonna be a good date, then that's why you DCA. I see. So you can actually work out like Ethereum Look at the return. If you have been DCing since last year, that's 1,000%. And if you bought it like on January last year, that's 3,300%. My God, why have I not bought more Ethereum? I burned all my Ethereum in the gas fee. But anyway, so these are only Litecoin and Monero. Probably less people invest in that, but BTC and ETH, definitely you can work something out. Like these, it's definitely worth it. I don't know what this is. I think this is just breakdown of every week where you have a thingy. That's changing 70%. It's just breakdown of all these month if you invest in monthly, but you could be investing weekly. Would there be a difference if I invest weekly? Not a huge difference. So if I put weekly Ethereum 200 per or 200 per week, then I'll be 50, right? 50 per week. It's similar. So it says 982. It was 1,000 and then it was 3,000. So it was not a huge difference if you break down to weekly or monthly. Actually, if it's long enough, like this is like under 2 years. I think for those people who are new, who haven't really started buying all these coins, you could wait for a dip or for the bear. And Bitcoin might not go down as bearish as what happened before, but these things go up and down, so volatile. So, Bitcoin could still go down by 50, 60, 70, 80% from all-time high this bull. So you could still start DCA. It would be such a great time for you to buy. Say Bitcoin gone to 100,000 US dollar, and then it starts to dip back to 50. Then you could start be buying from 50 and prepare your next bull run, right? And DCA will still work, and you will still be making, a good investment strategy here. If you don't really want to take more risk on, what might be happening, you will probably still have between 3 and 800% for the next run. I mean, this is only over 2 years. If it's longer, say if we go back to 18, if we go for a 4-year cycle, right? Say if we want to prepare now to have a good game next bull run in 4 years time, what will happen? So if you've invested in January the 1st, 2018, a weekly 50 US dollar on Bitcoin, what we will have now? It's going to be crazy. Okay, so it's going to be 600%. Yeah, because it was top market. Then you would still have almost 4% even if you aped in. How interesting. It's really promising, actually. And if it's Ethereum, if your dollar average, it would be 1,500%. And if you aped in, it would still be 500%. If you've bought at peak. But I think people are a bit more clever this year. They're probably not going to buy at peak. They would wait. Like if I have money now, I would not buy now. I would still buy, but I will take profit, I think. So this is a website, costaverage.com, for you to work out dollar cost average in these 4 coins. Yeah, that's all the tools I want to share today. So I hope these are useful. I will probably list them underneath my description below after the stream. So I hope that's useful for you. And hooray, Taproot! So make sure you study everything about Bitcoin, okay? Thanks very much for watching. Nothing I said today is financial advice, and I hope you have a really great weekend and look forward to a coming week. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.